Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mpole. For those of you who are new here, welcome. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, in this channel I do motherhood. I create content about motherhood, homemaking. I sprinkle a little bit of lifestyle and beauty. I like the finer things in life. But in this case, with regards to motherhood, I would like to give you a little bit of a glimpse on my infertility journey. I did make a previous video about infertility changing my life, saving my life, not changing, saving my life. And I had a lot of engagement into that video. So I think you might be interested in knowing some of the procedures that I made while I was still trying to get pregnant and some of the tips that I can give as someone if someone is actually going through what I'm going through right now. In my case, it happened a few years ago. I didn't have strength and courage to talk about it while I was still going through it because I wasn't sure if I really wanted to share. But as time goes, I feel the need to share it with you guys, and let you into that little bit of my life. And yeah, and also give you hope if you're someone trying to have a baby, that something will happen. Something will happen. And also, if there's certain procedures that you need to go through, you shouldn't be too scared. There's a lot of people who are still doing those things. I'm one of those people who had gone through certain tests and procedures, and invasive and non-invasive. So your case could be different, but I want you to rest assured that if you're making an initiative to seek help, you'll definitely get help. So yeah, so on today's topic, I would like to touch base and talk about my HSG experience, what to expect, the tips on what to do before and after, because I've done HSG twice. The first experience was horrible. I had a very horrible experience. And just a side note, I usually prefer men as doctors. For some reason, I prefer men as doctors, especially the gynecologist. I feel like they're a little bit more gentle, stuff like that. But the radiologist that I came across when I was doing the HSG for the first time, that man was very rough. I don't know what was happening, if he was frustrated or something. I don't know. And also, I was very terrified myself because it's a non-invasive procedure. It's quite painful, but we'll get into that. So maybe he felt like deaf or something. I don't know, but he was just impatient with me. But anyway, that's fine. Today, I want us to talk about the HSG. HSG is also known as the tubal procedure or the tubal test. It's basically a test to see if your fallopian tubes are blocked or not. Causes of blockage in your fallopian tubes are many causes. Amongst them is the STIs, the PIDs, and there's a lot of reasons why. Even ectopic pregnancy can cause the blockage in your tubes or problems with your tubes. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about the procedure of HSG. Somebody might be asking themselves, how do I know if I need to have that procedure? My answer would be, if you've been trying for the last year, it's highly possible that your doctor or your gynecologist would recommend you do the HSG, because it's a procedure that you get to see, or the doctors get to see, if you have any blockages in your fallopian tubes. The fallopian tubes play a major role into fertilization, because that is a passage where the egg and the sperm travel in order to meet and fertilize. That is why in some cases you find that the sperm and the egg met inside the fallopian tubes. That's when and then the baby was growing inside the tube, and then we experience ectopic pregnancy, which is a completely different scenario. I have not experienced it myself, but I know there's a lot of women who have experienced ectopic pregnancy. That's the situation. That's when the baby is growing inside the tube, and the tube is very small to be able to handle the fetus growing. So yeah, usually there's an eruption of the fallopian tubes and people are rushed to hospital. It's a very risky pregnancy. Usually, like that pregnancy, it's a you're usually advised to get rid of it. Not advised. You have no choice but to get rid of it because it's growing inside the wrong space. So yeah, but that's not what you're talking about today. I keep talking about it, but that's not what you're talking about today. Today we're talking about the HSG. I had a procedure done, HSG, but I did it twice. The first time, um, the first and second time is the same thing because we're doing the same procedure, trying to figure out the blockages on my tubes. And the second time, I think the doctors wanted to find out and to see if the fibroids are on the uterine line or not. But at the end of the day, the procedure is mainly for one thing, is to test the potency of the tubes. So yeah, I'm going to give you my experience. So usually what happens, you can book your, let's talk about the price. I did the HSG about maybe 3-4 years ago. I'm not quite sure, but it's quite a long time ago. It was like 3,500 rands. It's a 10 to 15 minutes procedure. It was recommended by my gynecologist. So you go to the radiology department in the hospital, and then you pay for it and you book a date. But you can only do it a few days after your menstrual cycle because they have to make sure that you're not pregnant. You're not pregnant, and you are advised to not to have any intimacy or intercourse before the HSG to avoid the chances of getting an infection and pushing through the infection up to your fallopian tubes and causing more damage to your fallopian tubes. So no intercourse before then and after. I'll give you reasons why after. So you basically go to the radiology department on that day, booked early in the morning, whatever the time that could have been. Basically what they do, they open up your cervix and they push in a dye using those things, those stuff. I don't know the names. I don't know those names, honestly. They push in a dye in there and then they're looking at the screen. There is more like an X-ray sort of machine. I don't know the name of those things, but they're looking at the monitor to see, they're pushing the dye, the pressure. It's painful. I don't want to lie to you. It's very painful. So they push in a dye and then they're looking at the behavior of a dye. So usually the dye would have to go through your cervix, to your uterus, to your fallopian tubes, and then the other side, on both sides. So in my case, well, in that moment, I didn't know the results because my gynecologist told me about my results, but I'll tell you my results later on. So you go through the procedure. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and then it's done. Basically, after that, you just wipe yourself and you go to your gynecologist because the results will be sent directly to your gynecologist. So the tips that I could give is that take pain medication before, an hour before you do your HSG, because it's painful. It's painful, guys. Like it's painful. It's painful. It's not a period cramp pain. It's like pain. It's like something is happening in you. It's not your smear pain. No. Pap smear, it's just a little discomfort. That thing is painful. They are pushing something, like they're just pushing something up your, I don't know what, but it's very painful. I don't want to lie to you, but you have to do what you have to do. It's a pain that you can handle. It's not like you can't do it. Like it's not a no-go area. No, women go through so much, and we go through a lot in order for us to have children. So I know you can handle it. You can do it. You definitely can do it. So you can take your painkiller medication an hour before that could help to ease the pain. The first experience with me, I did not know about that. I didn't take any pain meds, but the second time I was prescribed pain medication, so I did take the pain medication. I felt like it was a bit more different from the first one, because the first one was very traumatic. The guy was very impatient with me. He was just like pushing. I don't know if he was kind of feeling some type of way, because I think the pain medication, the second time around, I think it really eased my pain. It wasn't as bad as I had experienced. And also the doctors that were, the gynecologist was doing it himself, the HSG. So he was quite gentle. He was different from the radiologist. No offense, but he was very different. I still prefer he's. Okay, I get it. So yeah. And then what to expect. After that, you get the results, and then after that, you'll experience mild cramping. You can still take your pain meds. During the cramping, you'll experience some spotting, and that fluids, that dye fluid would come out definitely, because it was pushed inside. So it will definitely, your body will secrete it, and then you'll experience that. You're advised to bring in a pet, so that you can use it after the procedure is done, so that the fluid can actually go through the pet. Yeah, so you need to be ready with your pain meds, the pet for that day. So because it's 2 days or a day after your periods, so it's a bit, you're still spotting a little bit. So yeah, and in my case, in terms of the results, I did get the results, and I got the results I did not expect. I found out that my tubes, both of them were blocked. The other one was very much blocked, and the other one was partially blocked. And please note, this test was done before I discovered that I had tuberculosis. So I think the other tube that was fully blocked was because it was affected by the tuberculosis. But because at that point it wasn't the diagnosis about the tuberculosis, we didn't know. We just thought it's blocked, and we didn't know why could it be blocked. There's reasons why it can be blocked. So, and tuberculosis is one of them. But in that case, I did not know, because I did the test before having the diagnosis about my TB. So yeah, it was blocked. The other side was not blocked. It was blocked. The other side was partially blocked. It was actually blocked towards the end of the tube. But this one was like literally blocked from the beginning. So I can't remember which side. Was it the right side or the wrong side? But one thing I can tell you is you can still get pregnant with one tube. You can still get pregnant at the end of the day. As long as fertilization is able to happen when you ovulate, the egg is able to meet the sperm, you're good to go. You can still get pregnant. So let's talk about the benefits of HSG. They increase your chances of getting pregnant. There's a lot of women who got pregnant after doing the HSG procedure. Even if you do have a blockage, like a partial blockage, the HSG can help to release that blockage, because as they push the dye up that fallopian tubes, then it can actually trigger the blockage to go, like to move. You know what I mean? Like even a little constriction, then when you push the dye, it could actually unblock that tube, and you easily get pregnant after that. So yes, it is one of the reasons. It's very important to remember that HSG helps to unblock your tube, so that it can make it easy for you to get pregnant. So it's one of the benefits of doing HSG. How do you know that? Someone might be asking themselves, how do you know that you've got tubal blockage? You don't know. There are no signs that you've got tubal blockages. I did not have the signs. It was recommended by my doctor. So people are different. I think my doctor thought it's something we can give a try, considering my age as well. I don't know why we had to do it, but I got the results that I wanted that he probably wanted to hear. So after that, that's when we took some drastic measures to get to understand the core of the problem. And yeah, so that was it. Yes. HSG is usually recommended by the doctor. I don't know if you can, it's something that you can easily go to the hospital and want to have it by yourself without a doctor's recommendation. I don't know about that for a fact, but it's a non-invasive procedure. There's no anesthesia. There's nothing. There's no anesthesia on you. Like, they literally do it. You're wide awake. It's a 10 to 15 minutes procedure. It's very quick, but it's very helpful with regards to getting pregnant. It's one of the procedures that are highly recommended for most women to try in order to make sure that we're very sure about the content of their fallopian tubes. So yes, I'm not quite sure if you can do it yourself without any doctor's recommendation, but I think you need to talk to your doctor about that. So someone might be saying, what if, how do I know? Because I could be having the tubal blockage. Yes, it could be one of the reasons why you are not getting pregnant. Because usually a healthy couple can get pregnant within a try of 6 months to a year of trying. You can easily get pregnant. But if it's over a year now, you've been trying, then there must be something. That's when such recommendations will come up and stuff like that. And you can always try other ways of unblocking your tubes naturally. There's a lot of recommendation of using castor oil to unblock your tubes naturally, but I think that's a story for another day, because I tried it myself, and some homeopathic medication to use in order to unblock your tubes naturally. And yeah, I think it just depends on what you prefer to do in that moment, and also what your doctor might have recommended, because at the end of the day, you have to listen to the expert. So yeah, basically that was my experience with HSG. It's quite quick. It's not something you need to worry much about. Um, and most women, I think they can attest to it, they did get pregnant after doing the HSG procedure, so it's very, very effective. So yeah, I want to say something about women who are trying to get pregnant. Guys, I want you to know that I do talk about my journey in infertility because I want to inspire someone, and I want you to know that if you're struggling with getting pregnant, either you're trying to have your first baby or you're trying to have another baby, number 2 or number 3, whatever the case might have been, I still have a feeling that if you seek help, you get help. Because for some parents or for some women, they easily get pregnant with their first baby, and the second baby is like a hassle. There's a lot of changes that happens probably on a daily basis to our bodies, so anything can happen. Anything can definitely happen. And I think if you try, you will get help. If you seek intervention, if you seek help, you will definitely get help. So my heart goes out for women who are trying to get pregnant, because I know how hard it is. I know how lonely it is. It's not a situation that I could wish for anyone. It's very painful. It's stigmatized. It has a lot of stigma. You can't talk to anyone about it. You can't share your thoughts. You have your friends getting pregnant and you're sitting here dealing with infertility. It sounds very unfair, but one thing I can say is that God will always remember your prayer. God will always remember your prayer. Something will definitely happen. His timing is always perfect. It will definitely happen for you. Hang in there, seek help, do what you can, research. You could be having a little problems. Some problems are major, but some are having little problems. So I know how frustrating it is to try, and every month you've been reminded that it didn't work out. You need to try again. Never lose hope. It's gonna work out for you. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you've got a friend who has been trying for a baby. I think this is a good, I think this is a good spot for them. We're here to encourage each other, because I know how hard it is to want something so bad and it doesn't really happen. So God's timing is always perfect. It will happen for you. Never lose hope. Never, never, ever, ever lose hope. And I want you to take note that I'm sharing my experiences. I'm not a health professional. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. If you seek any medical advice, go see your doctor. I'm just sharing my experiences with you. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on another video. Bye.